Okay, let's see if we can get this to work. Give me a second. If you're tuning in, you can see me already. Give me a second, guys. I'm just going to get everything set up here. All right, let's see if we can get this going. If you're watching this, if you can let me know if you can see me, if you can hear me. This is the first live stream I've ever done, so it's going to be an interesting experiment. I've got my computer here, so I'm just going to try and get everything set up here first. Oh, sweet. Okay, we've got some people in here already, I can see. Just give me a couple of minutes, guys. I'm going to just finish some things off here. Is the video okay? Can you see me all right? Is the video coming through okay? Okay. Everything's good. Chilled gaming's good. Mr. Francetti got me. Okay, it's buffering on my computer, but if it's not buffering on yours, that's good, I guess. Give me 1 second. I'll start answering your questions in a second. I'm just going to make sure everything's set up, so it's going to be a few minutes. Sorry to keep you waiting. This is the first stream I think I've done in 2 years, maybe. When you're quarantined, what else is there to do? So I'm just going to make sure this is all up and running properly. Is anyone else in the UK here? Are you locked indoors as well, like me? Let me know in the comments if you are. I've been in here for 13 days in a row now. Not good. It's not good for the mental health. Need to get some fresh air and some blue skies again. Okay, cool. So it looks like we are rocking. So I've told myself going into this, I'm going to try not to speak super fast. Like when I'm recording my normal videos, my camera's over there, so that's why I'm looking in this direction. When I normally record videos on this channel, it's all scripted and I can stop and start. But I found in a format like this, I just kind of start speaking away and I speak really quick and I rant on and I don't stay on point. So I'm going to try and stay calm, relaxed and slow and just take this nice and slow. I want to get into live streaming more often on this channel. So it's a skill I want to develop. What better time to develop it than when you're locked in the house, quarantined by law? So that's my thinking. So let's see what people are saying. We got someone from Africa in here, a couple of people from the UK. Okay, yeah, cool. Let me know where you're from. And someone has already cracked onto what this video is about already. Highlander, I can see YouTubers are losing money, entrepreneurs and non-entrepreneurs. So yeah, you're onto the right idea about what this video is about. And we'll get into that in a bit more detail in a second. But yeah, so I wish I could see how many people are watching this. 11 people watching so far. So I think some more will probably trickle in as we go through. So yeah, what this video is going to be about is, you know, we're in very turbulent times at the moment. The world seems to have turned upside down and flipped on its head. And I thought, how's YouTube doing? How are YouTubers coping? What's the effect it's having on YouTube, on creators, on their income, on their creativity, on their mental health as well. And I just thought it'd be a good idea to do a bit of research, see what I can find on the internet, and then bring those findings into these videos. So people watching who are thinking of maybe starting a YouTube channel now that they're in their house and they've got more free time. Maybe they already have a channel and they can see some things happening to their channel as a result of the quarantine or the impending quarantine and lockdown, depending what country you're in. Yeah, I thought it'd be good to kind of share some information and also open up the platform and see how other people are experiencing this and yeah, what you're going through and the effect it's having on you. So, you know, I'm going to just be ranting away to the camera, but I've got the chat on the right hand side here. So if you want to contribute, ask me a question, let me know what your experience is at the moment, or if you just want to let people know you're here and just have a little chat and get away from the boredom of being locked in your house, yeah, jump into the chat. But what we are chatting about today What have I got on my notes here? So first off, YouTube ad revenues. So, you know, there's potentially a recession around the corner. I know that the UK economy, the American economy is really having a turbulent time at the moment. Some really bad days, some good days. And what all of that uncertainty seems to be doing, it seems to be having a negative impact on YouTube. I've definitely noticed it on my channel. If you've noticed it on your channel, let me know in the comments. I'd be really interested to see the experiences other people are having. But I saw a tweet this week from Hank Green. I don't know if you know him. He's a really popular YouTuber. He runs YouTube channels like the Vlog Brothers, Crash Course education channels. They've got millions of subscribers on. He's got maybe 4 or 5 channels that he runs and he manages, and they've all got within the millions of subscribers. And he put a tweet on his wall this week saying he's now earning, after, I can't say the words, I don't know if you know this, but if you say the words, it's an extension of the drink Corona. If you say that word, your videos get demonetized right now. So I don't want to say the word, but in the epidemic that we're going through, his YouTube channels across the board are now earning 30% less than they were before all of this kicked off. So obviously this pandemic, epidemic, is having a huge effect on YouTubers at the moment. I saw this tweet and I thought it was really, really alarming. And I thought I'd better go and check my ad revenue, my CPMs, and see what okay, I see Catalin says say CV rather than the actual name of it. I'll say CV from now on, and you'll know what I'm talking about. But I thought, oh my God, you know, this huge YouTube channel is losing 30% of its revenue, and it's only been maybe a week since things got really bad, you know. And it's had that drastic effect. What's the effect been on my channel? So sure enough, jumped to my analytics as well, and I noticed that my analytics are down quite a lot. My revenue per month is down a lot. And I could see from his tweets and all the replies, you know, he's a huge YouTuber, so you can imagine, he had hundreds of replies. And all these YouTubers were saying the same thing as a response. They're experiencing the same thing from their channel, a drop in revenue. So I thought it'd be interesting to ask you all if you're having the same experience, like all you creators out there who are already monetized, are you seeing a drop in your revenue month by month like I am, like Hank Green is, and like all those YouTubers that reply to his tweet are? If you are, like, drop a comment into the live chat, and let people know, like, share the experience, because people who are thinking of starting a YouTube channel that are going to watch this video, they need to know what the current situation is. So if you can contribute here and share your experience, it's gonna help the conversation. You know, I'm gonna lead this conversation from what I'm seeing, my numbers and my data, but any experience and any drop in revenue you've seen, if you've got any specifics, like any numbers, if you can share those in the chat, it's going to be really good. But yeah, so Hank was seeing a 30% drop in revenue across all of his. I was seeing it on mine, and I've actually gone in and I've looked at my specific numbers, and I can see in January I made $2,100 from YouTube ad revenue. That was from 94,000 views in that month. So when I do the maths, I can see that I was making around $22.30 per 1,000 views in January. $22 per thousand, $22.30 per 1,000 views, and that was getting me $2,100 at the end of the month. Then when I fast forward to the last 28 days, so most of March and the end of February, that's dropped down to $1,337 in this month. So I've gone from making $2,100 in January to $1,430 in March, which is, quick maths, a $650 drop, maybe $700 per month. So you can see I personally have been pretty strongly hit from this, from the CV, as Catalin said, from this epidemic. And if I compare those numbers to Hank Green, I went from making $22.30 per 1,000 views to making $17.50 per 1,000 views. So I think off the top of my head, that's close to a 30% drop the same that Hank Green has experienced on his channel. So Dwight, you are completely right. Not good numbers. So it's a really uncertain time and a really rocky time to be a YouTuber. People might be thinking, shall I carry on? Is it worth it now? Can you succeed on YouTube if I'm just starting out? If people already have a YouTube channel, they might be thinking, is it worth even continuing to make videos with such a strong drop in revenue? And those are fair questions to ask. And it's such an uncertain time. I don't think you can really give a definitive answer on when things are going to change, when things are going to get better. I'd love to hear your opinions on when you think this is all going to pass and when we can leave our houses and when the economy is going to recover. Have you got any estimates on timelines? I can see Barry saying everyone's losing real jobs. Yeah. I mean, I personally am a strong advocate for classing a YouTube career as a real job, I think a lot of people dismiss YouTube and don't say it's a real job and it's not a real career. I think it's an equally viable and valuable job as a traditional job. It's just a new type of job. But yeah, it's fair to say everyone is losing money here. But in particular, YouTubers seem to be a couple of weeks in losing on average 30% of their earnings per month. And it's fair to say that's probably going to continue going down before it starts to go back up, before the economy corrects itself, before public confidence and trust builds back up and money is flowing and people are back in work and people are putting money into YouTube. I think it's really going to get worse before it gets better. So Dwight, definitely worth making more videos because of this. This will pass. Yeah, and that's what the point I'm getting onto. You're one step ahead of me there, Dwight. So people are going to be saying, shall I start YouTube? Shall I continue? And this is where you really need to be thinking long term. Well, this is personally what I think anyway. You're probably not going to be seeing immediate. For the effort you're putting in now and for the next couple of weeks, you're probably going to see worse results than normal, or maybe they're even going to get worse over the next few weeks. And that can be super disheartening. And it can make a lot of people want to stop. They can't see the end of the tunnel, the light at the end of the tunnel. All they're seeing is the here and now, and they're not seeing the results they're expecting. And I can completely understand why people would want to stop. But you need to think of long term here. First off, everyone in the UK is in their house right now. You're not, well, you are, but it's being insisted by the government that you don't leave your house. And it's the police have got the right in the UK to stop people, to give them fines. I know that's the same in most of Europe, like Italy, Spain. I think in America, New York and California now have got pretty tight on free movement of people outside. And that's the way the rest of the world is going to go over the next few months. There's going to be more people inside. I'm just going to acknowledge Rob Tucker's comment. Yes, you're completely right, Rob. My CPM has dropped. I just said about 5 minutes ago in the stream, I've gone from making $2,100 a month to making $1,400 a month. So I've lost about $650 per month because of what we're going through at the moment. And that's why I'm doing this video. And when you see those types of numbers, yeah, it's completely understandable how you would want to just give up and think, this is just going to crash and burn. It's not worth it. But like I said, you need to think long term. More and more people are indoors right now, and they're going to be doing things like watching YouTube. They're going to need entertainment and stimulation, and they're going to be thinking. You're probably even going to be getting people thinking at home, thinking, God, I need to do some self-development and make sure that I'm not vulnerable in this situation in the future. If my employer gets in trouble, I don't want to be a victim here. Maybe there's some people that are sitting at home thinking, this is time to start thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, working for myself. And where are they going to go to learn skills like that, to learn self-development, to learn new skills? They're going to come to YouTube. So even though we're going to see, most likely we're going to see ad revenue dropping and dropping and dropping even further into the next couple of months, I think you're going to see viewership growing and growing and growing. And I think if you've been sitting on the idea of starting a YouTube channel for months, or if you put a few videos up and you're thinking you're going to come back to it in a few months' time and do a few more videos and leave it a few months, Or if you're doing a channel like me and you're doing maybe one video a week, now is the time to jump on making videos and jump on content creation. And because this is the time to grow your audience. You're going to have more people than ever sat at home watching YouTube than ever before. And even though you're not going to be making as much money for your videos, I strongly believe your potential to grow more subscribers during this time is going to go through the roof. Because like I said, you've got the biggest potential audience I think you're ever going to have. Just want to jump into the chat and see what people are saying. So yeah, Michael's saying perfect time for me to start. Just joined my course. That's amazing to hear, Michael. I hope you're enjoying it. If anyone wants to take my course, as Michael mentioned it, on how to learn to grow a large, profitable YouTube channel, you can find the link in the description to this chat. But that's cool that you're taking the course and you're getting value from it. Catalin, I guess I should finally get going and start with YouTube, get over my fears. Quite hard with the kids at home. Yeah, I can imagine. But maybe quarantine, how not to get crazy channel. I think you're right. That's probably a niche that's going to pop up now. You know, I've been seeing it all over the UK news. People have been saying on the news how to look after your mental health, because you've got millions, maybe even billions eventually of people who are used to leaving the house every day, walking around, being outside, who are now going to be forced to stay inside. And as a self-employed entrepreneur, you know, like I've spent a lot of my time in my flat and in my home studio, and I completely understand and remember what it was like when I first started living that lifestyle and the effect it can have on your mental health. And if you don't try and find relief for that and find ways to keep your brain busy and find like comfort, then you can easily slip into like a downward spiral. So there's going to be tons of people prioritizing their mental health and looking for answers of how to spend their time now that they're in quarantine. So that niche idea of making a YouTube channel on how to stay sane during the quarantine is an amazing idea. And like, if you're thinking of doing that, I think that would be a great start. And you potentially, you know, you hear about these channels that blow up and go viral from their first couple of videos. That is one of those potential fast growth niches that you could get into if you're thinking of doing it. So Dwight's saying it's true, start now. Catalin, enjoying the course, great course, what a great course you have. That's awesome, it's music to my ears, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Michael, Catalin, I remember when you both signed up actually, so that's great that you're getting value from that course. What is everyone else saying? Jason, good to see a Brit saying it as it is. That's what I'm trying to do, yeah. And like, this is a bit different to the weekly videos I normally film. It's just a live chat, me talking to the camera and chat to you guys. And I think with these types of videos, like these live streams, you've got to be just more blunt and more real and just say it as it is, because that's what people come to. They come to these live streams to engage, see you as you are and stuff. So yeah, I wouldn't want to try and brush over anything. And you just got to say what you think is going to help people. So hopefully this is helping people. If you're just jumping into this chat, just a refresher, my revenue has dropped from $2,100 per month a couple of months ago to around $1,400 a month in the last month because of the epidemic, the pandemic we're going through. And this is something I've seen other YouTubers saying all over the internet, on Twitter, Instagram, that they're having the same results, the same drops on their channels too. So we're just having a chat about what that means for YouTubers, what it means for the long-term opportunities on YouTube, and just trying to share some ideas. Mr. Francelli is in Africa. Don't know if once he's monetized, he will receive money, maybe through PayPal. Yeah, YouTube don't discriminate. You can earn money from wherever you live in the world, although you will need a bank account to connect to YouTube. You can't get paid through PayPal, I believe. So as long as you can sort yourself out with a bank account, sorry, I've got a bit of a cold here. As long as you can sort yourself out with a bank account, you should be fine to get your YouTube channel up and running and start getting paid. And like I said, there's no other time where there's going to be as big a potential audience. And now everyone's sat at home watching Netflix, watching YouTube. This is the time to scoop up all those new people and get those new subscribers. Like I normally, sorry, one second. Side note, the UK got self-quarantined 3 or 4 days ago. I've been in isolation for 12 days because I've had a cough for 12 days straight. I'm getting a cold, come on now, so I'm like trying not to be paranoid and just thinking in positive terms. But yeah, when I found out this week that the UK was on lockdown for 3 months and I've already been on lockdown for a week and a half, it wasn't the best news. But yeah, what can you do? You know, you've got to try and find opportunities and positives in every situation. What's the reason for income drop? Less views and less money per view. No, not less views. I'm going to get to that in a second. My views have shot up. And that's why I'm telling everyone, if you're thinking of starting or if you're sleeping on YouTube, get on it now, because this is the time to grow your audience. You've got everyone at home as big an audience as possible. The reason my income has dropped from 2,100 to 1,400 per month, so $650, $700 drop per month, is because of what we're currently going through, the crisis. I haven't got into this yet, so I'll break down why YouTubers are getting paid less. So, you know, everyone has been checking the news or seeing videos on YouTube. One of the effects of the outbreak that we're going through at the moment is its effect on businesses. You know, people are getting sick, they can't go to work. Businesses have to close because their employees can't come in and run the business. And that like impacts on businesses is having a negative impact on the economy. I'm sure you all know this. I'm just breaking it down for that one person who's watching this that might not know exactly what's going on. So that negative impact on the economy, businesses are either closing down or they've got less money coming in because all their customers are stuck at home. They can't go into their business and spend money. So as a result, the people that normally buy adverts on YouTube, so the big businesses, or maybe even the small time entrepreneurs, the people that buy adverts on YouTube, and that ad revenue normally trickles down to the YouTubers, those businesses aren't buying the ads on YouTube anymore because they've not got any customers coming into their business anymore, or they can't run their business because they've got no employees to come in. So those businesses are going to have to start like getting tight on their purse strings, go inward, cut spending. And one of the cuts they're making is spending on YouTube. Just see what people are saying. Hello, starting up from Share Everything number 1. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Assassin. I hate that the C. Thanks for not using the word because I would probably get demonetized if people start typing the word of what's going on. I hate that it's making people overact and do stuff that they don't normally do because they have a fear of missing out. I know, I hate it too, but you just have to accept things as they are. People are panicking, the economy's panicking. You just have to expect that's what it's going to be like for the next few months and think, how can I work with this rather than just saying it should be like this. You have to accept actually what it is like and work around that. So yeah, that's the reason why YouTubers are not making as much money, because people aren't putting as much money into YouTube in terms of spending on ads. So that means there's less money for YouTube to pass on to creators. And then as a result, the creators are making less money. If you've just tuned in, I can see Josh, my co-host from the podcast, is tuned in. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about the fact that YouTubers are losing on average around 30% a month on income. My income's gone from $2,100 per month to $1,400 a month. So I've lost about $600 to $700 per month earnings alone on my channel. I'm seeing the huge channels are getting about a 30% drop as well. We're talking about why that is and what you can do in this time that we're in. So yeah, that's the reason why YouTubers are losing money. There's no money coming into the platform on ad spend. Yeah, crazy. 600-700 drop, Josh. It sucks, but you know, you got to roll with the punches. But like I said, it's probably going to get worse before it gets better. And as I said, biggest opportunity ever. People are all at home now. Josh is usually working at his studio, and serving clients. He's sat at home. I'm sat at home. The whole UK is shut down. If you're in a country that's shut down as well, let me know in the chat. Let me know what country it is. But eventually, I really think this is going to be most of the world. I think I heard a figure today that 25% of the whole population of the world is in quarantine at the moment. So that's 25% of what, 8 billion people are now in lockdown. And if that number gets bigger, I mean, obviously it's an awful situation, but it's going to get bigger. Imagine all the people that are now sat at home on YouTube in front of their devices that weren't before. So what we got here? So yeah, the message I wanted to sort of take away from what we just were on, the drop in ad revenue, why that drop in ad revenue is happening is keep creating. If you're thinking of starting your channel, start. And if you have a channel as well already, ramp up the content you're doing, because this is like, you know, the more content you've got, it's like you're fishing, the bigger the net you've got. You know, you've got this huge audience in front of you now that was not there before. People stuck at home on their tablets, on their computer, on YouTube. The more content you put out, the bigger the net you've got. You know, the bigger the net you can throw out, the more of that new audience you can scoop up and grab while they're there, while they're sat at home and while the opportunity's there. And you don't want to miss this opportunity before it passes, you know, because eventually this is going to die down. A vaccine will be released, or people will, I don't know, maybe we'll just start getting that out of our houses originally, and that potential audience is going to die down. So the time is now to start making that make your channel originally, making more content, and scoop up that audience that is there just waiting for your videos to pop up in front of them. Let's see what people are saying. Do I have multiple streams of income? I certainly do. So that's why the YouTube channel drop. I mean, I'm going to feel it, but it's not going to completely ruin my life. You know, I've got more money coming in. I've got the YouTube Money Making Academy, which I believe you're on, Dwight. You know, Catalin's on it, Michael Lee's on it. They've already said that they are getting a ton of value from that. Josh is on it as well. So my training that I sell that teaches people how to start a profitable YouTube channel, that's another income source I have alongside this YouTube channel's ad revenue. I have a lot of videos from when I first started out on YouTube that talk about products in those videos. So I'm reviewing a product, or I'm talking about how I'm using it to try and achieve a goal. And those early videos, I make a lot of commission from those videos. So people watch my video, they click the links in my video, and they go through to the product developer or the product manufacturer and buy that product. I get a commission from the product manufacturer because I basically send them that customer. So that's just 3 income sources I have: my YouTube Money Making Academy, sales, the YouTube ad revenue, and this affiliate commission that I have from those early videos where I'm talking about products. I've got a few other things here and there, but that's not the topic of conversation today. We're more talking about the impact of what we're going through today, and the fact that YouTubers are losing around 30% of their income every month. It's probably going to get worse, but that doesn't mean you should stop creating. In fact, it probably means you should start creating more. And the reason you want to be creating more, even though you're not making money now, is when this all passes, you know, imagine before this, you were getting 10 subscribers a month, but during this lockdown, you're getting 100 subscribers a month, and you get that for 3 months. You've now got 300 subscribers more than you would have before this situation came about. And when this passes and the revenue start going back up, you're then making revenue from 300 more people that you wouldn't have been making revenue from before. So even though you're not seeing those short-term results, you're going to see the benefit from the work you put out now, the work you put in now, when all this passes and the revenue comes back up and you've got that bigger audience in the future. All right, let's see what people are saying. Rules for Rebels. I haven't seen you for a while. Good to hear from you. Client's warehouse working now, so that's awesome. I haven't watched your videos in a while, but I believe you're Australia, New Zealand. What's the situation like over there? Are you on lockdown? Are you allowed face-to-face contacts? In the UK, we're actually being told to stay in our houses, don't go to work, don't go and catch public transport, stay in your house as much as possible. Unlucky as I am, I'm single, I live in my own apartment, so staying in my house for 3 months means staying on my own for 3 months. So that's probably one of the reasons why I actually jumped on this chat today, just for my own sanity. But yeah, you're in Chicago, we're on lockdown, but still pretty loose. Yeah, well, maybe expect it to change. You know, we were loose here for a while, and then I think suddenly the government realized, okay, we actually need to do something now. And all of a sudden, like, we had a announcement at like 8:30 at night, everything had changed, and we're now not meant to leave our houses for 3 months at least. And that's an indefinite period. They're going to review that at 3 months, but it might go on for an indefinite amount of time. So this is a time, you know, and the rest of the world's going to follow this, I believe. Governments that are sleeping on this at the moment, they're going to wise up in a few weeks' time when it starts to get unavoidable and taking the same action. So this is the time to jump on YouTube, start putting out content and capture that growing audience. Michael Lee, it's now the best time to capture view subscribers. What's the quickest way to build a channel from scratch? Great question. I mean, I could talk for days about that. I go through it step by step on my course. I think you probably already know that because you're enrolled in my course. One of my, I mean, first off, you're going to have to choose your channel topic. So what's your channel going to be about? Start making videos. And at the same time, when you start making, because a lot of people, they're hesitant to start. So they get an idea, but they feel like they need to know everything before they start. So they'll go away and do research on making images for YouTube and writing the right titles and using the right camera. And this will just be postponing them postponing them starting for more and more and more time. But I'd say decide what you're going to do your channel on and make sure it's something you're passionate and interesting about, because if it's not, you're going to run out of steam in a month or two's time when you realize that you're not interested in what you're making videos about. So choose a topic you're interested about, start making the videos, and then start learning all that stuff alongside it. And it'll be an evolutionary process, and you'll start getting better and more developed at the same time as your channel's growing anyway, you know, and by the time you get to the level of expert, you'll have been doing your channel already for quite a while. But whereas if you don't start and you just keep learning and learning and learning, you might get to that expert level, but you've never actually done anything. So you've got to still start from day one. So the quickest way to grow your channel from scratch is start, learn alongside creating, and also learn from how your audience reacts to the videos you're putting out as well. If people like certain videos you're making but don't like other videos, make more of that type of video and make less of that. And it's really an evolutionary process. I know you're enrolled in my course, Michael, so just drop me a message and that secret email, so don't tell anyone here, but the secret email all my course members have. You can drop me an email in that email address, and I give priority to anyone that emails me on that address. So I'll get back to you with any questions you've got on that. Let's see what everyone else is saying. Josh, do I have OnlyFans? Just regarding I'm not sure if I can say the words because that video got demonetized, but the adult industry video that I made this week. If you saw that video, by the way, it got way more views than any of my other videos normally get. Leave me a comment just saying like yes or saw it in the comments, because it was crazy how much my audience reacted to that. You know what? Like, those OnlyFans people make a lot of money. I saw an interview with a really big YouTuber recently, Trish Paytas, I think her name is. She's got a few million subscribers. She had an interview, and she's told the interviewer she's making $200,000 a month from her OnlyFans account. And I think she does like one video a week maybe on OnlyFans. But because she's built up such a big YouTube following, she can send them to OnlyFans and make a ton of money. So Josh said I definitely didn't research those girls in the video. Oh, he didn't research the girls in the video. I think, no one that watched that video researched it, mate. I think well, as long as anyone asks, I'm sure anyone's going to say that no one did any research there. I mean, I had to do research to make the video, but that's just part of my obligation for this channel, right? So I had to do my research, but I expect after I made that video, no one went away and did their own research. Kathleen, in Hungary, no schools, lots of jobs are lost. People are told to stay at home. So similar to what we're getting in the UK, stay at home, people are losing their jobs, less money to spend, less money is coming into YouTube, so people are earning less from their ad revenue. Tomfoolery, UK is on lockdown 3 months, it's 3 weeks. Oh wait, is it 3 months or 3 weeks? Josh, you're in the UK as well. You have to remind me, I might have got my numbers wrong there. That was it. Yeah, we're on lockdown for 3 weeks, and it'll be revived after 3 weeks. But they believe that it's going to take 3 months for things to start changing in terms of the progression of the virus. So that's why I've got the 3 month figure in my head. But yeah, at the moment we're on lockdown for 3 weeks, which gives everyone out there 3 weeks to try and capture as big a UK audience as possible. But it might even be longer for the UK. So my advice is to just start and just do it. Yeah, there you go. You know, I've got my Nike t-shirt on. Just do it. Just get on it and do it. Okay, so we're going to move on. So if you're just tuning in now, we're just talking about how YouTubers across the board are losing around 30% of their YouTube revenue because of the epidemic that's going on at the moment. My revenue's gone from $2,100 to $1,400 per month. So I've lost about $700 a month in earnings because of what's going on, the clampdown, everyone's not at work and not spending money. So we're talking about how you can handle this situation. and I'm trying to fight off Corona myself. Okay, yeah, so I wanted to talk about the effects this is going to have on the YouTube as a website in terms of how it operates and how fast, rapid it is at sort of like reacting to things, and what it's going to matter for, like what it's going to mean for your videos that you upload. So I saw a tweet from YouTube this week. I'm going to read it out for you. So Team YouTube, this came from the Team YouTube Twitter account. With fewer people to review content, our automated systems will be stepping in to keep YouTube safe. So that means that there's going to be less human beings working on monitoring YouTube, and they're going to leave it more to the algorithms and to the systems. More videos will be removed than normal during this period, including content that does not violate our community guidelines. So that means YouTube is acknowledging that the algorithm and the systems aren't as accurate at selecting videos as humans are, as determining whether a video is appropriate or not appropriate. So because the system is a lot more messy than human beings are, it means people who shouldn't be punished are going to be punished for probably at least a couple of weeks, and who knows how long this is going to go on for. So what that means is, Corona, what that means is creators, they're going to be losing money in ad revenue. They're going to be getting that 30% drop across the board, maybe even worse as this goes on, like I'm already experiencing. And then they're also going to be uploading videos and having those videos removed from YouTube before they even go live, because the automated system is determining that video is inappropriate, even though it's not. So it's going to be a real tough time to be a YouTuber. It's going to be a real tough time. I don't know. What do you think to that? Is that making you disheartened? Is that like making you worried? Let me know in the chat. I mean, my channel, I'm fully aware that my channel is a lot bigger. I mean, it's not huge, but it's bigger than a lot of people starting out. So even with a drop in earnings every month, I can still live off the money I'm making. It's not like I was just on the line of like being able to be living off my YouTube revenue. I can take a drop and still be okay, but there are going to be some YouTubers out there where their YouTube earnings aren't that much more than their like living costs. And this drop in 30% and also the automated system cancelling your videos before they've even had a chance to make money, it's really going to hurt some YouTubers. So if you've got an opinion on that, let me know in the comments. Is YouTube saying people can't work from home? I think what's probably happening there, Dwight, is YouTube's got so much technology and systems and infrastructure built in place in their offices, in the YouTube headquarters and in the YouTube sites around the world, that even though their staff are probably working from home, there's probably systems and technology that are in their buildings, the YouTube offices, that haven't yet been migrated and taken to employees' homes, you know, and so they probably can't do things in their own homes that they could do in the YouTube office. And a result of that, it looks like that YouTube's now having more of the system take control than people, because people probably are just a bit too disconnected when they're working from home. They probably don't have all the tools they need to be able to do their job properly at home. I imagine it's going to be something YouTube's going to be working to fix and remedy over the next few weeks. Like as soon as they can, they're going to try and put this back in the hands of human beings rather than the system. But for the time being, it looks like it's just the YouTube algorithm and the YouTube system that's going to have to run the show. And if it doesn't make the right decision, bad luck for the creator. There's no human being there for you to appeal to, or to go in and check your case and determine, you know, that that the system's wrong. It's just the way it is at the moment. So yeah, what did they say? If we go, so we scroll down, YouTube said, "We know this is going to be hard for you all. We appreciate your patience with the delays in support and also reviews." So if you're trying to get in touch with YouTube customer support right now, or if you're trying to get in touch with YouTube to review, you know, if YouTube's marked one of your videos as inappropriate, demonetized it, and you're trying to get a review from a person, there's going to be huge delays in that process as well. So YouTube's acknowledging that we're not going to get reviews, we're not going to get support for a long time, and you've just kind of got to live with it. Okay, cool. So Dan Wheeler, if my YouTube channel was to die, what would I do? Good question. Give me a second. So I am a strong advocate for multiple streams of income, for passive income and multiple streams of income. I'm sure you know what it means because the name is in the title. Not just relying on one income source, but having multiple sources of income landing into your bank account every month. And fortunately, over the last 3 years, I've been able to create that. I have my money from YouTube coming into my account, so around $2,100 at the high it was at back in January. It's now down to $1,400, unfortunately, but I have that coming into my account. But I also have probably like $1,000, $1,500 coming in from another source every month. I have my course sales. So if you want to check my YouTube course out, the link's in the description. I have course sales coming in, which is a new income source I built in the last couple of months. So I'm pretty safe for a while. I've still got quite a cushion before I am completely screwed and need to really start panicking. The UK government has just just reading Dan's comment. The UK government has just announced a relief package as well. So they're going to help self-employed people. They're going to give them what's the right word? They're going to give them money every month, to be simple with it, to help them stay afloat. So the government's going to give me, I think I'm entitled to like £400 a month from the government, and I think they're going to revise that and maybe even give more money to people in situations like me, like self-employed people. So I'll be okay, but I'm fully aware and I fully acknowledge that people are in a worse situation than me. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough couple of months. But what I've been saying throughout this whole stream is stick with YouTube, because now, even though your revenue is going to be lower, your potential views are going to be so much higher. So I normally get 5,000 views every 48 hours. I'm now getting 7,500 views every 48 hours. And it's because of that reason I've been speaking about this whole time. People are in their homes now. Or people who are normally at work, they're forced to stay in their homes. What are they going to be doing? They're going to be sat entertaining themselves on, well, one way I'm not going to mention, but another way, Netflix, another way on their games consoles, and another way on YouTube. So that's a huge potential audience that's there now that won't be there in the future, and it wasn't there before. So even though you'll be earning less money, capitalize on this opportunity, make more content, and get that audience so that you can get the benefits in the future. All right, cool. So I think I'm going to jump off now. I'm sorry to hear that, Catalin. The government's not giving any support for people over in Hungary. Hopefully that'll change and they'll start realizing that people need that support. Self-employed people in the UK actually feel a bit hard done by, because people who work a 9 to 5, like employees, are getting a lot more financial support than people like me, self-employed people. And there's a big movement in the UK at the moment to try and put pressure on the government to give more support for people in my situation and other people who are self-employed, graphic designers, video producers, web designers, to give support to those people and not just to people who work 9 to 5 jobs. So there's different levels of support here, but it's a shame to hear that there's no support in Hungary. Hopefully that will fix itself. But unless anyone else has any burning questions, I think I've got across the messages I wanted to get across. There's a huge drop in revenue at the moment that YouTubers are earning. They're earning around 30% less than normal. I'm earning around $1,400 compared to the $2,100 I was earning in January. So my earnings have dropped by $600 to $700. So people are earning less, but more people are watching videos. I've got about 50% increase in views at this point in time. So it's a great time to start making content and capture an audience. YouTube is demonetizing more videos than ever because they've not got actual people sat in their offices reviewing whether a video is appropriate or not and making that decision. Because those people are sick and they have to go home or they're self-isolating, YouTube is putting more of the work to automated systems and less on the actual people in their offices. So YouTube's making more and more bad decisions and not paying creators because it's determining that their videos are not appropriate. So in the short term, it's a really bad time to have a channel, but in the long term, you just got to think long term. Use this opportunity. You've got nothing else to do. You're trapped in the house. If you're like me in the UK, your government's forcing you to be in the house. create content, start that channel you were thinking of starting, and just get it done. And this is the best time I can think of ever to get your channel up and running. So really appreciate you watching. I'm thinking of doing more streams, especially now that everyone is in the same situation. We're all trapped in our houses, bored. I live on my own, so I'm trapped on my own. So this is probably good for my sanity, as well as providing value for all of you watching. And yeah, so if you want to see more streams, I'd love it if you can tune into future streams. If you've got any topics that you want discussed in future streams, any questions, any different styles of live streams, maybe you want to see me presenting in a different way or doing something on my computer, let me know. This is something I want to get better at. It's a new skill that I am looking to develop. I want to get rid of this corona cough as well. I've had for 12 days. But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Peace out. And I'm now going to ungracefully walk around the other side of the camera and turn it off. So see you there.